You're obviously a very curious person, which is why you have a podcast and you like talking to people. But I don't think everybody's that curious.
You do. You're over there tickling Voldemort. Okay, you're over there bumming menthols off of Voldemort so that you can get a little bit of information. So I'm out here I'm in the tertiary. You are in the trenches.
Tickling Voldemort is going to be on my bio right now.
You're tickling Voldemort.
What do you do for a living? I have a contact here in LA that I've done many stories with who really connects me to people in the underworld. He's a member of the underworld himself, and he's a really colorful character. I've done many stories with his help. And I contacted him, and he said, look, I'm
Gavin Newsom,
I'm going to see what I can do.
That's just an old Gavin Newsom joke. Sorry, and I shouldn't joke around. I would like to be part of a militia one day. So I want to say that out loud. And I think, because I believe, I'm like the revolution guy. I want there to be a revolution. I want to be like on a horse, charge, I want to be like on a horseback or even a pony. I'll get on a pony. It'll be fucking weird. And people are like, dude, hurry the fuck up. I'm like, dude, it's this fucking small horse. But I do want to be part of the revolution, right? I want to at least try and charge the hill before we all get gunned down by Palantir, allegedly. I do agree with you also that everybody needs somebody to listen, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like even Satan probably, he's like, God, I wish sometimes somebody would just sit with me for a couple minutes, Maybe I wouldn't be such a piece of shit.
Because I think journalists love to say that they have a very important job, and I do think journalism is important, but I'm not the kind of journalist that goes around, telling people I've got the most important jobs. There are jobs that are more important. You don't see teachers going around saying their jobs are important, and I have no idea why journalism.
Neither one of us is Lester Holt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic.
I remember interviewing a pimp, and I was asking him, why pimp? I mean, did you? And he was like, look, you ask kids in rich neighborhoods or middle class, and they're saying they want to be lawyers and doctors. In my neighborhood, the heroes were the pimps.
Oh, yeah. Everybody in my neighborhood was single parent family. The pimps were the only people that at least had a gal around. At least these pimps and hoes were in a relationship of some sort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The rest, everybody else was just like, jeepers, okay. Yeah, we're eating Lunchables at night. This fucking household sucks.
He's using actually commercial planes. To where he puts the drugs inside suitcases and has people like strippers, usually women that are more unassuming, and a lot of times strippers is what he told us.
Wow.
He says he uses Delta as his favorite airline.
Delta is a great airline. Yeah. I will say that, but I didn't know. I didn't know the skies were that friendly. I mean, it could get hella friendly if somebody's shipping Molly up there. I feel like
we're trying to get people who don't want to talk to us and to open up their lives and show us their crazy underworld and their hidden corners of the world. And so it's really, really hard. And so to finally be recognized, it's for the whole team. It's just that's what was special. Okay, what we're doing something right here. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because usually, tickling was the old school way to get people to just tell you everything, I mean, I hit a guy with a vehicle once. He's fine. He's fine.
It wasn't on purpose? It was on purpose?
No. Yeah, so it was accidental non-homicide or whatever it's called.
I'll give you.
He wasn't that great before I hit him, I'll be honest with you. And he was stoned. It was after a concert, and but he's fine. He's doing great. Still text. Seems good.
Good.
Hope you're doing good, Henry. Anyway, let's keep it going here.
One of the stories we did for another season was ghost guns. Do you know about ghost guns?
Ghost
guns. So it's readily.
I thought you said ghost
guns.
Which is a crazy term. I thought it was like I thought it was British people that are like, spiritual British or whatever. I've been involved in illegal drug use. I've been involved in like sex, hiring prostitutes or paying stripper, that type of stuff. I don't know if that's I mean, everybody wanted to do it. Or everybody was having a good time, I think. Yes, everybody's having a good time.
One of the things that I used to say is that the rule number one, which I learned in the UK by an English journalist who was my boss at the time, and he taught me a lesson in journalism, which is rule number one in journalism is you don't work with
Yeah.
And so I went around telling people this all the time and not realizing that people were like shocked. What the fuck?
All the lesbians are like, whoa, hold on. I remember I was in London and the guy's like, it was some guy with his kids. He's like, yeah, these are my two right here. And I'm like, what are we talking? This is fucking, somebody needs to do an expose on this family.
One of the first episodes we ever did for Trafficked was about cocaine. We saw how it's being made in these big pits with the coca
How does it start?
leaves.
Take me through it a little bit.
Oh, it's fascinating. They harvest the leaves, and you can see fields and fields of coca leaves that have existed for decades in this area of Peru. It's the Vrame Valley of Peru.
Oh.
And it's sort of...
Play some soft music too, Nick, if you don't mind. Sorry. I've enjoyed cocaine in my life. But no, okay, going in Peru.
I've never actually tried it.
There was a part of me that was like, are they going to kill me or whatever? Because, journalism has recently become a little bit more, and I wouldn't call this journalism. I would definitely call this somebody recovering from addiction doing their best in front of equipment from Best Buy. But I would say that.
I love how they laugh.
But these days, that is kind of like what the world, it's like,
right?
It's somebody trying to share what they think or get information that's not mainstream media, right?
Yeah. We're like 6 of us carrying equipment, plus the guys that are taking us to the place where they're making cocaine. And we thought it was going to be, we'll be there in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And 45 minutes later, we're still walking down this rainy path in the middle of the night with nothing, no light at all. You
we're such
nothing.
Americans. We're like, we'll just park and then walk right over there.
That's what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll get the closest parking spot and we'll just walk. So what did you do anything with your phone?
Well, the first thing I did was
yourself?
bring a friend. I was like, I'm not dying by myself over there, So I brought my buddy Bizzle because he's had a good life. And so I was like, I'm picking somebody I'm not picking somebody that still has to figure it out. But anyway, no, I didn't, because at first I didn't think that they would tap my phone or that they could have. But I don't know, is it easier over there? And then I asked Sean Ryan and he's like, they probably did. They tapped, yeah.
Yeah, it's very possible. And they mix it with everything from gasoline and dye and all these products that eventually get made into this powder. And as this is happening, we start hearing noises.
Oh yeah.
And that's the moment that we knew. They were like, okay. So as long as it took us to come down that valley, it took us about half that time to go up because we were running out.
Yeah, I even look at a bag of cocaine, I start hearing shit, So I feel you there. I definitely.
So basically, I'm calling another room and discussing when is dinner or something with one of my colleagues. And the red light is like going on. And then I was not on the phone. And then the red light kept on going in moments that I was on my cell phone talking to people, which... They're not, if I was being in fact tapped, which people there told me I was, they're not doing a great job because figure out the light, you know?
Yeah, like the craziest would have been if you just opened the closet and it's just like a little Vietnamese guy just over here. Just...
with a glass.
Yeah. It's like...
First thing, he pulled out his gun. He showed me his gun. He's like, if this is a fucking setup, if the police shows up, I'm going to point this, I'm going to shoot you, all of you. You and your team, you're all dead. It's like, okay. And so the rest of the interview was me being super afraid that what if police shows up? Not because I'm there, but what if a car just drives by? And he's
what if some chubby cop's hiding from his shift over here right off the edge of this DSW shoes or something? Yeah.
Exactly. So I was
God.
scared.
It's heartbreaking to see families separated like that. And it makes you question, like, well, why do I get to be here? I was just born here, and then you look at the Native Americans, like, well, fucking they didn't. Yeah, they got.
Exactly.
And then who did they take it from? Aliens or somebody? Right. I don't know how far back it goes, or mollusks or whatever.
Right.
But for me, it makes me certainly question, well, what, to say this is mine,
The questions he didn't actually like was when I started asking him, he says, I only kill men, no women and children. And I asked him, but do you have children? And basically, obviously, I was trying to get to the point that even if the child isn't killed, the dad is killed. Right. That's horrible and traumatic.
He's already better than Netanyahu now.
He was like, don't ask me questions about my children.
Do you ever meet someone and you were like, I cannot believe this person is involved? Like
my God, constantly. Seriously, all the time. And you think that after I've been covering black markets for 20 years, that you think that after some time I'd sort of have an idea of who's involved. It's not only your neighbor that looks like a completely normal dude that's involved in some sort of illegal activity that you had no idea about.
Yeah, like a Mets fan or whatever, probably. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. And you start to wonder who's watching all this. Are we all just being live streamed somewhere?
Yeah. I did a story once about the flat earthers, and of course, crazy movement. Obviously, I don't believe in any of it. But one of their core beliefs, again, I do not believe it's not true. The earth is not flat. But one of their core beliefs is that we are it's like the Truman Show. Yeah. We're being watched and there is somebody kind of watching.
Well, it does feel like it sometimes, though, when you start to spin out a little bit.